Hey everyone, this is Genetic, and yep, it's not Unlimited Ninja, just like I said in my previous videos. It's Spellforce. Um, this is just the first part is going to be the intro, videos and whatnot. A bit about this game. It's the first, it's not the first game that I ever played. But it's definitely the first RPG game that I ever played, and it's amazing. I played this game back when I was 6 years old, so this game is what, 13 years old now? Or at least going on to 14 years old. So it's not a new game, but by any stretch of the imagination. They are making Spellforce free right now at the moment, or at least that's what I've heard. But let's not get ahead of ourselves and just play Spellforce. We're gonna start. I don't know if I'm going to do the other two campaigns from the expansions. I will probably be. I'll see. I'll see after I finish this campaign, the Earth of Dawn campaign. Right, so my plan is that some maps are pretty long, so I definitely won't be doing map long episodes, unless of course that's what you'd want me to do. Just let me know in the comments, however you prefer. Now, without further ado, what do you start with? In the Earth of Dawn campaign, you start with character creation. Unsurprisingly, you get a choice of 7 abilities: light combat arts, heavy combat arts, ranged combat, white magic, elemental magic, mind magic, and black magic. All of them obviously have their own uses, own usefulness. You don't have to stick to your abilities later on as you level up and gain points. You can expand your current ability or gain a new one. So you can be a pure light combat light combat warrior or fighter. I don't know which one's which. I think heavy combat is the warrior and light combat is the fighter. Or you can make hybrids, which is probably the easiest way to play the game. As in any game that has that RPG style, warriors and fighters are very strong in the beginning, very easy to play. Whereas magicians only become really powerful later on in the game as they gain more spells and higher attack, I guess. So my standards are: I usually play as a light combat fighter, and I later go into white magic, which allows me to use boons. Boons are something that helps you, gives you extra strength or extra speed, and so on. So I'll go ahead and do that. I'll start with light blade weapons. Now, of course, piercing weapons are daggers. They're really fast, have low damage. Blade weapons, medium speed, medium damage. Light blunts, obviously you can have two. That's the thing about the light combat, is you can have one-handed weapons mainly. Light blunt weapons are really the slower ones but do more damage, and light armor usually allows you to move faster and so on. Let's start with a chick. I like chicks. That's my kind of mentality in games where I can choose my character's gender. Like for the rest of my game time, for the time I play, do I want to stare at a guy's ass or a girl's ass? Which is, totally irrelevant. It's a game. But that's what I go for, usually. So go with that here. Obviously, improving your abilities as you go on, you need to have proper stats. So light combat art, deal with light, quick weapons and armor that allows freedom of movement. To attain higher levels, good dexterity and agility are needed. So I'm going to put most of my points here. Dexterity improves the probability of striking an enemy, so I'll just put 10 here, and agility decreases the probability of being hit by an enemy, so I'll put 15 here. Now I have 5 points left. I could put them into stamina, but since enemies are not going to be hitting me, stamina isn't that much useful. Whereas magic, white magic needs high levels of wisdom and good amount of intelligence. What it doesn't say is that white magic is also dependent on charisma, because it increases the effect of positive spells like healing, or if you have a spell that gives you extra speed or fighting speed, it also increases the amount of that. So I will put in the 5 into charisma now, and we'll go by the name of Rhapsody. Skip the prologue. Yes, I want to skip the prologue.
With the discovery
Yes,
of
we'll
the
go
All
with the video.
Fire and the secret of the Convocation. 13 mages blinded, driven by the greed for divine power, and under the bondage of the Circle, their armies unleashed death and destruction, bonded with the power of ancient runes, cursed to eternal life and eternal death. Until the last day of the old era had dawned.
So have you come to witness the day of my ultimate triumph, poor old man?
No. To witness your downfall. You cannot win. The Convocation is a lie. It will destroy all of us.
So... You shouldn't have come. You really think I care a fig for your whimpering?
Okay, that was a really cool video. Intro, I guess. I'm thinking I have my settings wrong, so it could have been a little bit laggy. Now, shut up again.
Welcome back, my friend. I know your memory is paled. 8 years is a long time. Many things have happened. The war is over, but its consequences were terrible. The convocation has shattered the countenance of our world. Since then, I've tried to retain whatever is left over from this world. But now I have a feeling of time closing in. The circle is closing, and these lands need a protector. May the power of the ruin reawaken with you. But this time, you should not be the slave of someone else's will. This rune is the scourge on which your soul was forged. Wear it now yourself, and be the master of your own decisions.
I'm free.
Master Rowan, the Order sent me with an important message. Something's happening at the Wildland Pass. Creatures made of black steel. They are breaking into the Northlands.
The Iron Ones have come. So, it has now begun.
You must set out at once.
Indeed. I will go see Darius. You, my friend, should gather your strength first and arm yourself. Follow the messenger to the town of Greyfell. When you get there, speak to my friend Sartarius. He will give you your instructions. He belongs to the Order of Dawn. Good luck. We'll meet again when I return, Rune Warrior.
By the gods! He really called a Rune Warrior!
I can hardly remember. How do I get to that city? Greyfell.
Follow the path through the rocks. I'll go with you. But let's be careful. The mountain goblins are in an uproar.
Okay, and that was interesting. Alright, so once again, I'm not sure. I think I forgot to set my settings are a bit too high. So I'm sorry if that was a bit laggy for you. I'm gonna leave the video here. I of course noticed that I made a mistake and I picked piercing weapons. I'm an idiot, but well, we'll go with that. I never actually played with piercing weapons as my ability before, so we'll see how that goes. It might be interesting. But for now, see you guys later. Well, hold on, why am I saying that? Shortly, I guess we'll be playing, continuing our journey through the first map, Greyfell. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later.